Now you are graphing, I want to preview, this ain't the assignment, but you're graphing an equation equals. Well, we have y and x, y and x are both in the equation, okay? So we want to make sure the y is by itself, it is, so I use MB, slope, y-int. Slope's 3/4, y-int minus 2. So on the y-axis, you go down to 2. Then I go forward 4, up 3. Up 3, forward 4. Okay, there's the equation. Everywhere on that line, okay, everywhere on that line is where you're equal. If you pick any point on that line, you will get this equal to this. Now, this time here, how do you graph this? There's an x, but y not there. When one of the variables isn't there, put a 1, 2, 3, and you set up 3 coordinates, okay? What variable is there? X. What's it equal? -3. So every x is -3. Then y, the one not here, you put 1, 2, 3 under all your y's. Okay. So you go backward, -3, 1. So on the x, negative is backwards. 1, 2, 3. Backwards means left. 1, 2, 3. Positive 1 is up 1. Now go back to the middle. Backwards 3 up 2, backwards 3 up 3, and the line is straight vertical. You don't use slope on that because there isn't one. It's undefined. Okay. Okay, my next problem. Well, we got x and y in the equation. Let's get y by itself so we know our m and b. So it's positive, so you can put a check mark, means you don't have to make the opposite. You minus 2x. You make a 0x minus 2x. You should be getting good at this by now. X, 0 minus 2 is -2 plus -16. Then divide everything by 4. Remember, no decimals. Okay, I don't like decimals on graphs. Okay, -2 divided by 4 is a decimal. So we keep it -2 over 4x. -16 divided by 4 is -4. So we have our m and our b. So slope, y-int. Slope, -2 over 4. Y-intercept, -4. Okay? Now if you wanted to look at a multiplication table and reduce the slope, they'd both be in row 2. Or, get off here. Or you can just go with -2 over 4, it doesn't matter. So, but -4 you got to get down. Then you can go forward 4, down 2. Or you can go forward 2, down 1. Yeah, it really doesn't matter in case you haven't figured it out. I mean, it's the same line regardless. Okay, then let's look at this one. Y and x are both here, and the y is by itself. So we got our m and b right there ready to go, and we're ready to graph. Slope, -5 over 1, plus 2 is the y-intercept. Forward 1, down 5. Okay, can't do it again, that's fine. Okay. 2's good enough. Now, why in the world did I just go over that? Well, all these had an equal sign. Now you're going to see greater than or less than signs. Well, what's different? Well, first off, you need to put the word down here. You need to make yourself a space and put the word test. Okay, that's for later. Now, what we're going to do now is look at the inequality symbol and see if it has the line. Okay, the line is there. So if the line's there, it's a regular line. Regular line. Okay, so is the y by itself? Sure it is, okay? So you got 1 as your m, b, negative 1's your b. So slope, y-intercept. So slope's 1, put a 1 under it, and then minus 1's your y-intercept. So forward 1, up 1. Okay, make a regular line, because you have the line there. If that line's not there, then you make what's called a dash line, but we'll get to that when we can. Regular line. Now, that's the equals part. How do you do the less than? Well, you're going to pick a point somewhere as long as it's not on the line. I usually go here in this quadrant here. I'll pick that one. What point is that? That's forward 2. Okay, so forward 2, 1, 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, put those into the inequality on your test. Here's what you do. Write down, just copy it down, okay? Copy it down. Copy down 1x minus 1 with the sign. Slash out your y, put 7, put a times dot next to your x, slash the x out, put 2. You can make that plus negative if you want. So now you got 7. And then 1 times 2 plus negative 1. So this side you got 7. You know you got 7. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus negative 1 is 1. 7's the bigger value, but it's not eating the bigger value, so that's a no. So you put no. You go to the other side, you put yes. That means all the yes points are on this side. These are all the equal points. These are all the yes points, so you should color in the yes side. Excuse me, this dog's driving me nuts that I have to take care of. I'm going to put it in the basement, okay? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now, next one. Do you have the line there? Yep. The equals 2 lines there, so it's a regular line. Regular line, y greater than or equal to 3x minus 2. Y greater than or equal to 3x minus 2. If you have graph paper, you need to be writing it down, obviously. Regular line. So let's get our line down. Is y by itself? Yep. So you got your m and your b. So slope, y it. So the slope's 3 over 1, and then minus 2 is a y-intercept. So negative 1, negative 2. Then you go forward 1, up 3. Regular line. But because we have an inequality, we have to run a test. Okay, so on a test, you copy that down. Just copy the inequality down, the same thing. Then you pick a point somewhere, anywhere. Usually I live right in here. Okay, because in this part here and in that quadrant, those are both positives, and they're easy to not get confused. It's easy to stay consistent. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward, so x is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for y. So I'm going to have 6 go in for y, and on the other side I've got times and plus negative for operations. So x is 6. So that value is 6, and over here you got 3 times 6 plus negative 2. Okay, 3 times 6 is 18, and 18 plus negative 2 gives me 16. That ain't true. Higher values here. That's a no. So put a no there, put a yes on the other side. So that means any point I pick over here is a yes. Any point I pick over here is a no. So not only do you have to make the line, you have to figure out what side, that opens up a whole new set of equations that are infinite. Okay, y greater than 2x minus 6. So you got m, you got b. Now, do you see the equals to line? No. So it's not going to be a regular line, it's going to be a dash line. And you will need to do your test down here. So save some room for that. So, slope 2 over 1, the y-int is negative 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you go forward 1, up 2. Okay, dash line. That means you take your ruler and just make the line dashed. You just go dash, 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 dash. Because any point you pick on the line will make this equal to this. There won't be a higher value. They'll end up equal, but they shouldn't be equal, just greater than. So if I don't see the equals to line, it's a dash line. Now, pick a point somewhere. Let's go here. So that's forward 2. See, if I stay in that little part right there, I can always use positives for my test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so copy that down. 2x plus negative 6, you just copy it down. Y is 6. And over here you got times x and a plus negative. So x is now out and 2's in. So we have 6, and then 2 times 2 plus negative 6. So that's 4, and then 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2. There's the higher value, and it is eating the higher value, so that's a yes. So if that point's yes, then everything else over here that I could pick would be yes. This would be no. So yes is highlighted. Okay, next one. Y and x are both here, so don't have the line, so it's going to be a dashed line. And don't forget, when I see greater than or less than symbols that I have to graph, I have to run my test. Okay, is y by itself? Yeah. M, put a plus 0, that's your b. So slope, y-int. So slope, negative 3 over 1, 0 is a y-intercept. So 0's in the middle, and you go forward 1, down 3. From the y-intercept happens to be in the middle, so 1, 2, 3, forward 1, 1, 2, 3, forward 1. Okay, a dash line needs to be used because, and the reason it's dashed is because you don't got the line under the symbol. Okay, if the line's there, it's a regular line, but if the line's not there, it's dashed. Okay, now test. Write that y greater than negative 3x. If you want to put plus 0, put it. You really don't need to, but whatever. Okay. So what is that coordinate? You got to label the coordinate. 1, 2, 3, 4. So positive 4 is the x. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the y. Now, again, you pick the coordinate anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a certain way. This little point I'm picking can be anywhere. You can pick it over there, there, there. It doesn't matter. You just have to label it correctly. So y is 6. Put it times 4 is 3. So that means we have 6 greater than negative 3 times 4 plus 0. So that is negative 12 plus 0 is negative 12. That's why you don't even really need the 0, but whatever. 6 is the higher value, so that's a yes. Okay, so that's yes. Other side's no. Okay. Again, the line not only does it show all the points that make one side equal to the other, it also separates the yeses and the nos when we have inequalities. Yes, no. Okay, next problem. Negative 2x minus 3y greater than or equal to 6. Okay, the line's there, so it'll be a regular line. And we also have the symbol, an inequality symbol, so we're going to be running a test, but y ain't by itself. Well, we dot and circle the y. It's a negative. You got to do the opposite rule. And remember, when you do the opposite, you also have to change that sign around. The line will still stay, but the sign turns around. So we can turn that sign around first. You have positive, positive, negative. Okay, so we're going to minus 2x, make a 0x over there and minus 2x. Now drop the sign, it ain't just equals, okay? There was a line under it. The line doesn't go away, ever. So you got 3 times y, put your x, 0 minus 2 is negative 2, and then plus the negative 6. We've done that a lot. Now divide all these by 3. Remember, no decimals. If you get a decimal, you leave it as a fraction. So negative 2 divided by 3, decimal. And there's your m. Now for your b, negative 6 divided by 3, negative 2. That better not be a decimal on the second one, b. So now we have our slope and we have our y-in. So the slope's negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 is the y-intercept. Remember, you got to make sure if y and x are both in the inequality, you need to make sure the y is by itself and then the x is on the other side with all the other crap. So forward 3, down 2. That's why you make sure that that number is positive so you can go forward. You don't have to go backwards. That's going to confuse a lot of you if I do that. So we'll just say its rise is negative, but the run will always be this way. Okay, now it's a regular line. We already decided that from the get-go. Now it's time to pick a point. Remember, you're going to copy that down. Don't put the m and the b though. Just put y less than or equal to negative 2/3 x plus negative 2. You will need to put the dot there so you know what operation you're carrying out. Remember, don't try to read the original. Go with the equation you rewrote. Okay, let's go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 in for y, and 4 is going in for x. Actually, to be honest with you, I could just figure out what's on that side with a calculator. I could just go negative 2 ABC3 times 4 plus negative 2. I could do it all at once. Negative 4 2/3. If you want to speed things up, feel free. That's your higher amount. It's not eating that. That's a no. Positive is always higher than a negative. So no, yes. You shade in all the yeses. Okay, next one. When I see that symbol right there, instead of just an equals, first off, when the line's there, it's a regular line. I'll have to graph that, then I'll have to do my yes-no test down here. Problem is you don't have your m and b because y is not by itself. So 1, 1 plus negative. Again, the original said x minus y and then less than or equal to 3. X minus y, but I have to get the y by itself. Okay, that's a negative. That's not good. You have to do the opposite. Which means you need to flip that symbol. The line still stays, okay, but it goes this way now. So, negative, positive, negative. Then I add 1x. Then I make a 0x and add 1x there. Now you got 1 times y. 0 plus 1 is 1 plus negative 3. Now divide everything by 1. And now you have the y by itself. That's going to be 1x for m plus negative 3 for b. So the slope, so the slope would be 1 over 1, and then negative 3 is your y-intercept. Remember, save room for the test. Okay. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And then forward 1, up 1. Okay. Okay, regular line. And because of that darn symbol, we need to do a yes-no test. Okay. Let's go here. So 1, 2. So 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, so right where you left off at, y greater than or equal to 1x plus negative 3. 5 will replace y. And over here, that's a times and a plus, so 2 replaces x. Now that side's set with 5. We got to do the operations on that side to find what value's over here. So 1 times 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. Pretty sure 5 is bigger than negative 1, and it eats that, so that's a yes. So yes, no. Okay, my next problem, negative 2x plus y greater than or equal to 3. There is a line there. Okay, greater than or equal to 3. So first decision, it's going to be a dashed line or a regular line. Well, the line's there, so that's going to be regular. And since that symbol's with it, we're going to have to do a test down here. Now, we got to get the line down first. So make a wall on the y is not by itself, so put a 1, circle it. It's already positive, so check it. You don't have to do the sign change, so that symbol stays the same. Then you add 2x, make a 0x. I don't have to do, when I check, that means it's positive, we don't do opposite. So 1 times y, 0 plus 2 is 2, and then plus 3. Now divide everything by 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2 plus 3. Now you know your m and your b. That's why you have to know how to get the y by itself. So slope is 2 over 1, of course, and then plus 3 is the y-intercept. 1, 2, 3. Forward 1, up 2. Okay, we knew we were going to make a regular line, so the line is regular. Really, I'm not even going to freak out about the line. The yes-no's test is the most important part, okay? Okay, so test. Copy down where you ended off at. Don't try to get back. Don't try to look at what you had to begin with. If you have to move crap around, write with what you ended with. Okay, so what are we going to put in for x and y? Pick a point anywhere. Heck, you can go here if you want. I don't know why you'd want to, because now you have to deal with negatives, but I'll do it. Okay. So now from the middle, you're backwards. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Then you're up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So negative 4, 6. So let's get the y out of there and put 6. Let's get the x out and put negative 4. So I think that side's set up. 2 times negative 4 plus 3. I got negative 5. Positive is always bigger than a negative, Holmes. Okay. So that's a yes. So that point I picked is yes. Anything on this side would have been a no. Highlight the yes side. Okay, and the last problem. 3x minus 5y less than 15. Okay, so this time it will be a dash line because that line's not underneath. But since that symbol causes me to have to do a test, a yes-no test. Now I see x, I see y. Let's get y by itself. So we have ourselves an m and a b. Well, I don't like the fact it's negative, so I do the opposite rule. Now when you do opposite with these inequalities, you need to flip the sign, okay? And if the line wasn't there, it ain't going to be there either, okay? Negative, positive, negative. Now add 3x, make a 0x and add 3x there. So you got 5 times y, put your x down, 0 plus 3 is 3, and then plus negative 15. Okay, then divide everything by your 5. Remember, no decimals. Fractions are good when graphing. Decimal, so keep it 3 over 5x. Then negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. So mx and b. Okay, so slope y int. So the slope's 3/5. The y int is negative 3. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Then you are forward 5, up 3. 3 off the graph. So dash line though, don't forget that, because it's not equal. It's only less than. Okay, now on my test, I copy down where I left off at, where I did the MB. Don't continue to write M and B though. We use that just to get the line down. So we got y by itself, then times and plus with the x. So let's pick a point. Let's keep it simple. Actually, tell you what, pick this point. You can pick any point you want. 0, 0. 0 is pretty easy. So I'm going to put 0 in for y and 0 in for x. So we'll have 0. Then we're going to take 3 ABC 5 times 0 and add negative 3. Negative 3. 0 is a higher value than any negatives. Okay? There's your higher value. It's eating that. That's a yes. Okay? Yes. No. Okay? All the yeses get highlighted. At least all the yeses that I can see on my graph. A graph is infinite, and the solutions for x, y are infinite. But that gives me a fair knowledge right there.